So, item number 542 on the glossary of modern technological terms is FinOps. A couple of weeks' time, I'll be at the FinOps X conference in Barcelona. Really looking forward to it. So, what is it? Why does it matter? And what you can do to think about it. So, first of all, it's largely originally to do with cloud. And I don't think I need to bang on about this too much, but the promise of cloud being an inexpensive alternative to those large-scale legacy solutions has proven to be a little bit of a red herring. It's not wrong per se. It's certainly true that you can spin up a virtual environment on a hyperscaler very quickly, test something out and spin it back down again. Oh, that was quite a hill. Also very quickly for relatively low quantities of moolah. But what that has meant is that a lot of things have been spun up, but they aren't necessarily clear. It isn't necessarily clear which ones of them are necessary and which ones of them were just fun side projects which got out of hand. And so we've created a little bit of a multi-headed beast to be. Oh, there's my thumb. With technology, and it's a standard challenge with innovation. You've got to have controls on innovation, otherwise you innovate too much and don't know what to do with all that innovation. That's a thing. And the other challenge with the cloud was some organisations had I heard it called a scorched earth policy for cloud migration. Let's shift everything to the cloud, like it was in some way going to be this pristine greenfield, beautiful environment. But that's a bit like shifting an old industrial estate into a row of new porta cabins. You end up with an old industrial estate inside a row of new temporary buildings. And that obviously isn't necessarily going to save much. There's all kinds of problems that you could have along the way, and there's all kinds of problems that you can have when you get there. So you're not necessarily saving money, you've just moved the problem from one place to another. So all of these things have triggered a need for, I'm going down a steep hill now, triggered a need for getting on top of the expenses that were predictable but not predicted, let's say, in the move to the cloud. And FinOps came out as a practice a few years ago, probably 5 years ago now. A book was written. I helped review it, so I was very excited about it then, because I could see this was a big problem about to happen, and in process of happening. And what it largely boils down to is, let's get on top of the costs that we've either created or caused by through the move to the cloud. And I re-emphasize that cloud itself it's not either positive or negative, but nor is it indifferent to the notions of economics, if I can repurpose Kranzberg's law there. So FinOps came out as a series of best practices around how to get visibility onto cloud costs, around how to then prioritise and see where the value is, and then maybe do something about it and cut those costs, make things more efficient, remove systems that aren't actually necessary, attribute those costs, etc., etc., etc. It's again, because it was a problem sitting there, growing in stature, even as people were naively carrying on with cloud migrations. And it became a thing. I joked a couple of years ago that anyone with a spreadsheet could become a cloud FinOps consultant, and that's still got an element of truth to it, because it is really about sitting down with people, looking at the reams and reams and reams of PDF that you get out of your cloud billing processes, and trying to make sense of it all, get it all in one place, and then analyze it in some way. So now we're moving on from spreadsheets, and a lot of the tooling that we already had around cost management, for example, is building in. So with GigaOn, we've seen SaaS cost management, cloud cost management products that literally take a feed of that billing through APIs, make sense of it all, look for licenses that aren't being used, and give you options to switch them off, which is marvelous. I would say we're currently seeing a maturing of those platforms. My colleague Dana Hernandez is a lot more au fait with it than I am, because she's been reviewing some of those products as part of our radar series in research. But it's worth looking into what are the solutions available out there, what capabilities they have, and how they can benefit you as an organisation, which really is the call to action. It's don't just sit in panic and kind of rabbit in the headlights and think, my goodness, this has come back to bite us. What are we going to do about it? There are things that you can do about it, which largely boil down to those 3 stages. Get visibility on what your cloud costs are, either by a lot of manual effort or using some kind of tool, or bring some people in that can do a lot of manual effort and charge you a lot of money, or they can use some tool and maybe still charge you a lot of money. So be careful there, and then prioritise an action plan in order to get your costs on top of your costs. And within all of it, I think from the beginning, think let's not do this again. Let's start building out the processes that we need. I think traditionally finance, operations, procurement have operated on the kind of 2-year budgeting cycle and 2 to 3 to 4 year licensing and renewing of contracts, and pay-as-you-go SaaS models and cloud models kind of threw all of that away. But it's never too late to get procurement on top of the fact that we do have ongoing OPEX contracts that need to be managed just as well, if differently, to traditional contracts. So there we go, back on the lane, and I'll see you soon.